Hello and welcome back to the Alizee Yeezy show. I'm your host, Alizee Yeezy, and I'm joined today by my eternal co-host, Kieron.
Hi, everyone.
Merry Christmas. I thought you were going to wear like a Christmas hat or something.
I've completely failed the fashion homework I was set for this episode. But come on, I'm wearing Christmas colours, red and green.
Yeah, all right,
Santa.
I'll let you off. It's not as good as this I got from my sister. Very nice. Gremlins.
It is. It's perfect.
Yeah. I love it so much.
It is wonderful.
I've got a use out of it because you can't wear this any other time of year
Exactly.
because you'll just look a bit odd. So I hope everyone had a very nice Christmas, or if you don't celebrate Christmas,
or holiday, or winter
holiday,
period.
Whatever. Just a period over winter.
Yes. Oh God.
Yeah, that's what I meant. You got it.
Winter months. A happy winter month to you.
Happy winter month. If you celebrate, or if you don't celebrate, or if you, I don't know, like some people don't enjoy this time of year because they have to hang out with their families.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
If your
some
family's
people-
making you miserable,
Isn't that
hearts
fun?
go out to you.
Well, you've survived it, hopefully, because it's a few days after,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a few days before New Year's Eve. So I thought, in light of, it's not a bad thing, is it? It's just a new year.
In light of the coming year.
In light of soon-to-be recent circumstances.
Not sure I can handle another one, but bring it on.
In light of 2022, which some people on Facebook have pointed out, it's pronounced 2022.
Like
how bad
part 2 of 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We thought we would go over our New Year's resolutions. Or maybe not resolutions because they're quite strict. Maybe guidelines or just little goals that we
New Year's
want.
guidelines.
New Year's guidelines. It's hard to stick to, isn't it, sometimes?
Yeah.
You know. Who wants to go first? Shall I go first?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm interested to hear what you've got.
Okay, so my New Year's resolution, number one, probably the most important one. I need to get myself to the John Wick 4 premiere.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Not to be in the crowd, just like watching them whilst they're on the red. I want to be on the red carpet. I want red carpet access. I want VIP. I want to be sitting next to Keanu Reeves and chatting away to him about John Wick 4. They had the Matrix premiere recently, and I looked up VIP tickets, premiere, like red carpet tickets, and they're all like £1,500 to £4,000, and that's on websites you need to sign up for.
How much?
Oh yeah, like stupid.
Thousands
Thousands.
to go VIP for the Matrix.
Yeah.
What do you get for VIP?
Well, so it's
To be like one-on-one with Keanu Reeves in a
basically
locked room.
you'd be like red carpet, you'd be hanging out with
Okay.
them, you'd be watching it because it's a premiere. Bitter me's coming out. Maybe one of my resolutions should be to not be as bitter. I'm a very bitter person, what can I say?
Keep that in mind for when my turn rolls around.
Okay, fantastic. So not to be, look, I don't pull the I've got followers card ever. You don't see me do it, right? You just don't. I wouldn't try and get free food.
In
but
private, literally all the time.
Yeah, publicly is what matters. All right. You don't see me trying to get Just Eat vouchers.
Yeah, that's true.
However, what's the point of having any semblance of clout if you can't just? I really just want to go. And what annoys me, I think, is so back in the day, I'd watch when Tanya Burr actually was a YouTuber and she was proud of being a YouTuber. I watched her a few vlogs.
Sniper dot just like appeared on your forehead. Tanya Burr's assassin is coming to.
She's never forgiven me since her product gave my face a rash.
Yeah, and you've never forgiven her.
No, she did this vlog once several years ago where she got she was getting ready to go to a red carpet event of some film with her and her then husband at the time.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, that's really cool, you know, as the day of her like going to Topshop to get an outfit together and whatnot. And it's just kind of like, yes, I am bitter and jealous because, I mean, they were vloggers and let's not disparage them. They were very, like her and Zoella and all that lot, they were clearly good at being vloggers.
Yeah.
Because, well, there were less people doing it back then.
Yeah.
No, I shan't be mean.
We're teetering on a knife's edge of this, like, being better people in the new year.
One of mine is like try and be a better person, be more considerate, compassionate. Right, fuck that for a second, yeah, because I don't fool around when it comes to. I am so overdue meeting Keanu Reeves. It's not even funny. I think the premiere of there was a film screening of John Wick, the first one, right, that happened in Mayfair. And at the time I was working at this bar in Mayfair. I was within like 2 blocks of Keanu Reeves, and I found out about it a little bit afterwards because it was at like this Mayfair hotel place, little private screening, and I was within, because I'd just walk around on lunch breaks, whatever, and just, accidentally swear at David Beckham, whatever. Sorry, mate.
Sure.
Happened. Well, it was an accident. I didn't realise it was him, and his car was in my way. I was within 2 blocks of meeting Keanu Reeves. My ultimate, like...
You should have been able to sense him, I feel like, in the radius.
I don't know. There was just a lot going on at the time, and I was
There should have been, like, an objective marker, like, above your head. You know, when you play video games and there's, like, an arrow that points to where you're supposed to go. You'd think if Keanu Reeves got close enough, that would come up. Side quest unlocked.
That's a main quest, if anything.
Yeah, true.
I wish that had been the case. And I would just love it to be, because I mean, like, the vloggers, sure, they got invited to these events because they had 1 million followers, whatever, but they weren't like, we talk about film and media and I talk about books and I have an interest in this kind of thing, and I feel like I do more than they ever do.
That's what I was going to say, is usually they invite people who are like very much into film and they like review movies and stuff like that. But yeah, now that you're saying it, those like vloggers, they never used to like talk about that stuff. I think maybe they just got invited because it would be like, look, Zoella's going to see this movie. So then all the teenagers would be like, oh my God, I'm going to go as well.
Pretty much. So it just depresses me a little bit because I don't like to begrudge people some things, but oh no, and that's it. So you remember, in Shane Dawson's series, he used to be friends with that Garrett Watts, or whatever his name is. I can't remember.
No,
Garrett something.
The internet is really going to come for you over this one.
I don't give a shit because, like, I think I've said in maybe when I did one of those long form videos about Shane's long form videos, I think even then I said like this Garrett dude is annoying because he's like 30 something and he was acting. They were at Jeffree Star's where they construct the makeup palettes, and he and you could see that Jeffrey was actually really pissed off of him because he put like some of this just makeup powder, eyeshadow, like on his cheeks and stuff, and like the instructions were
not you being on Jeffrey's side.
Yes, because they're mixing. No, I'm going. I'm doing
record.
it. It's on the record.
Holy
I'm on
shit.
his side in this little bit because he's. Who is that?
Not again.
Oh my God, maybe it's Keanu Reeves. Go answer the phone, please.
This is unreal. I feel like it's a curse now. Whenever we're in the studio, it's like...
He's actually answering it like this is his studio. Hello, is that pizza? Is that our unlimited Wings Wednesday?
Yeah.
Well, you should pull out the thing. If you pull out the thing, then the phone won't ring.
If you pull out the thing, then the phone won't ring. What if there's something really important? Nothing is more important than this.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Get your priorities straight.
Exactly. Sorry, I lost myself for a second there.
Oh yeah. So no, Jeffrey's instructions were very clear. Like, don't be touching stuff because we're mixing chemicals here.
Yeah.
These haven't been, because in the early stages of makeup, before you've tested that on people or like it's had rigorous testing, you could have bad reactions. I mean, hello, Tanya Bear's thing.
Yeah.
Like what it did to my face. Like, this is.
And that was like approved for shipping.
Exactly. And Garrett's there just like wiping on his face and just being really immature. And Jeffrey's just like, seriously, take that off your face.
I think that was a sign from the universe actually to stop you from like going on the record of being on Jeffree Star's side in a situation.
One time, like a broken clock, etc., etc.
Yeah. However that saying goes.
And I tried to watch a few of his YouTube videos and I'm comfortable in saying, it's not for me. Like he's...
Yeah.
A lot of people think he's very nice. So I think a lot of people are wrong. No, he's probably a nice person, but he just comes across as very, just not my type of person, just immature. He's obviously going for like a younger audience, whatever.
Yeah, sure. Him and another one of Shane Dawson's like ex...
Andrew, the cameraman.
Yeah.
Not friends with him anymore. Or like publicly, they're not friends with him.
Garrett and
Andrew. The cameraman that was like always laughing at his non-jokes.
Oh.
Like he's clearly paying him to laugh more.
Yeah.
Embarrassing for you. Already not being a nicer person.
Yeah, I know. You've really failed that.
Yeah, but The Matrix 4 premiere in, I believe, San Francisco or LA or somewhere like that. Keanu Reeves was being interviewed.
Yeah.
Garrett was there, just standing there, like not even really saying anything, just being awkward.
That's why you've got a bee in your bonnet.
Yeah, totally. Otherwise, I would have forgotten he existed, and
Sure.
that's fine. But that just annoys me because it's like, what have you done to deserve that? Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
you have millions of followers, but I like Keanu Reeves the best, so I should be able to meet him.
And you think that Keanu Reeves, if he were to somehow watch this, he would see this footage and be like, that's someone that I want to meet?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, because I raised some fair points.
Whatever you say. Like, this person doesn't seem like bitter at all.
I do. I just get a little bitter about these things because,
Yeah, sure.
like, I'd just love to meet Keanu and talk to him
Yeah.
about life.
I think that you should, you need to manifest that.
Yeah.
For sure.
I feel like he has a zenness about him that I need to understand how he's got there.
Keanu Reeves, help me.
Basically, yeah, please help me sort out all my problems.
Okay, fair
It's
enough.
difficult existing. So, what was my New Year's resolution? Get to the
Get
John
to John
Wick,
Wick, yeah.
the John Wick 4 premiere.
Do you
Be
have any
invited
plan
to that.
actually for that, or?
See, I don't know. I think I've just got to. It all stems from just working harder on my career.
Rise and grind.
Yes, branching out into different things, which is another one of my resolutions. We'll get into that in a minute. Do one of yours.
Cool. So, it's funny that one of your resolutions was to be less bitter. Because my first New Year's resolution I've written down is to be less forgiving.
To be more bitter.
Therefore, more bitter, yeah. I just basically think that I'm way too much of a kind-hearted person. And sometimes, if someone wrongs me, I will, like, put a justification for it for them. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
I'll make up a reason and then, like, forgive them in my head, or, like, I'll excuse it, or, like, I'll psychoanalyze them and just be like, they had a bad relationship with their father. That's why they're, acting this way. So, yeah, going forward, I think I'm just going to be less forgiving. And I'm just going to be on I don't care about being on bad terms anymore. I don't care. Apologize to me. That's my New Year's resolution.
See, here's the thing. You can totally accept that there's explanations for people's behaviour, but also at the same time, you don't need to be a pushover. And it's about establishing boundaries. I think you can internally forgive people for the way they act, but then you can also decide, I don't need that in my life. And there's been loads of people that I've just blocked out of my life rather savagely, just like, right, fuck you, I'm done.
I love cutting people off. It's like, once
that used to be one of my toxic traits.
Oh,
like, you're not one of my friends unless I've blocked you once or twice.
But I just like the ability to just be like, you've caused me way too much of a headache. You no longer exist to me. I think that's just great.
Is it healthy?
I don't know. I think that, like, there's definitely good times to cut people off and, like, good enough reasons to do so. Like, when I break up with someone, I'm very much like a no contact.
Same.
At least for, like, a few months.
Oh, no, forever.
That's fair enough.
Yeah,
I think, like,
don't exist
after
anymore.
enough time passes, if things didn't end too badly, obviously, then there's a possibility for a friendship there. But I think, like, immediately after the breakup, no contact. Because otherwise, you're never going to move past those feelings. God, this just got really, anyway.
No, I'm horrible. I'm very good at when I have had my breakups, because I've always been the one to do the breaking up. The feelings just go for me after like a week or so.
Wow.
I'm really, really just like, oh, whatever, I'm done with that now. I don't care.
Compartmentalize that and on to the next thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's fair, I think.
But there's nothing wrong with establishing boundaries with yourself and with others, and just accepting when, because not everyone deserves second chances. But then if you're holding a grudge, that's detrimental to you. Because I've held grudges for like a long time against people.
I
And
know someone's already
they're not
commenting
aware.
that quote about, like, that, I think it's a Buddhist quote where they're like, it's like drinking poison and expecting it to kill your enemy or whatever. It's like, okay, I get that, but I think, we can all have a little bit of rage as a treat.
A little bit of rage. A little bit of rage.
Yeah.
Me.
And I don't ever take it out on anyone else,
Yeah.
I just let it simmer.
And bubble up.
Yeah.
Which isn't great. You need to have an outlet for that.
That's true.
Because
yeah.
like if I don't know. Your grudges, they do only hurt you. They don't hurt the other person. The other person's probably going about their day blissfully unaware that you're harboring this deep-seated hatred for them.
Nah, I always tell them. I'm just really polite about it.
How?
I'm just like, that really hurt my feelings when you did that. And they're like, I don't
honest.
care.
Yeah.
No, but I think I pride myself on good communication.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think the thing that's really like taken this over the edge for me is like just seeing certain other people around me, nothing to do with like being around my family for the Christmas period.
Oh God, is that what this is about?
Just like get away with murder and I'm not allowed to have any emotions. And I'm like, do you know what? That's it. Now I'm just snapping. Like, I don't care. I'll just fight everyone.
I think that's a lovely resolution to have.
Thank you.
Be more bitter.
Exactly.
Take some of my rage.
Yeah. You've got spare.
I have a lot of rage that I want to lessen though, because I don't want wrinkles.
That's true.
That's the reason I do anything
That's
vanity's
why
sake.
you're zen.
I don't want to. Yeah, I want to be zen so my muscles are relaxed. I'm not
Sure.
forming new wrinkles.
That's a
Not
priority
for anything
to
else. I
have.
don't give a shit.
Fair enough. Okay. What's your next New Year's resolution?
Be a better person.
Okay, all right.
Just try to be more. Well, so here's the thing. I feel that I can see things from other people's points of view quite well. You know, I may disregard it at times and be like, I can see where you're coming from with this, but you're just wrong. So I hate you. No, I don't hate anyone.
No.
Don't hate any. Do I?
Probably some people.
No, I have some grudges, but it's not even hate anymore because it's just like, oh, whatever. I'm just going to pretend you don't exist. It's weird though, right? 'Cause sometimes I feel like I'll wake up and I'll feel like, you know, I want to be really nice to everyone today and be compassionate and try to see the best in people. Try to see the
Is
best
that what
in
you
people.
think when you wake up in the morning?
No. Usually this happens like at the end of the night when I feel a bit, I don't know, morose and
You're
vulnerable.
like, tomorrow I'm going to be...
Yeah, at like the end of the night, for some reason, I always get like, I feel a little bit emotional and I feel like, look, people are just trying their hardest, so I should be nicer. I'm not going out being horrible to people. It's just I have these thoughts a lot of
Shouldn't
like,
have punched that Tesco worker in the face.
yeah, well, they asked for my ID for paracetamol.
Disclaimer, that's
Didn't actually
never
happen.
punched a supermarket worker.
Disclaimer, didn't actually do that. Don't worry about it. We're all friends. Let's move on. But so I'll feel like I want to have compassion for people.
Yeah.
More so. And always try to be understanding and try to be learning and growing, whatever. And then the next day I'll wake up and I'll see the dumbest shit. Or you'll go outside and someone will just be a bit rude to you. Then that's it. You're just like, why should I actually be trying to be nicer when most people are horrible?
That's the thing.
So,
That's what dawns on me, is it's like most people aren't even trying.
So it's like, well, why should I? Well, because I
Yeah.
have these feelings and maybe I should, and maybe I should try and be a better person, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. But then I feel sometimes it just feels like other people aren't even going to meet you halfway with that.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you shouldn't have the expectation on others anyway, because
Sure.
that's just like,
Assume everyone's going to be the worst, I guess.
but I don't want to be doing that.
Yeah.
But then I'm always pleasantly surprised when people are being nice.
But do you think that like your whole like be a better person thing, do you think that's just like a guilt complex? Because really
Yes.
you are a good person.
No, I'm not. I'm made of spikes and venom and acid.
Defense mechanism activate.
Make a joke quickly.
Yeah.
Avoid talking about feelings.
Exactly. But yeah, and I think expecting these other people who are not gonna do that work to like meet you halfway when you're already like doing enough, I don't think you need to do more.
I feel like I
I'm
need
coming
to atone.
across so like we are not bettering ourselves.
Just
Silence.
going around kicking everyone.
Yeah.
That's my New Year's resolution. Just go around and kick people in the head.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is like a guilt complex because I do
Yeah.
think that I'm just a terrible person and I've done so many bad things and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I'll feel like that half the time and then be like, right, I'm going to resolve to be better, even though I've been better for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And especially since I gave up all the drugs and stuff.
For me, it's like I think about things from my past where I felt like I was a bad person or I did the wrong thing. And I feel really, really guilty about it. And I'm like, oh, I'm terrible. I'm the worst, whatever. But then when I'm like not in my feelings about it and I actually think about the situation, I'm like, that wasn't that bad. But we just have a habit of like really blowing things up when we want to like feel bad about ourselves.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things where when I'm in that mode of being emotional and feeling just bad about existing, it will seem like, oh my God, look all the terrible stuff you've done. But then when I'm in a more objective mindset, as you said, I just think a lot of it's actually quite funny.
Yeah. And
a lot of the mistakes I've made, exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes I do feel as though I'd rather have had all those experiences because it wasn't a dull life. I haven't had a dull life so far.
Yeah.
It's been interesting, and I've learned more about myself and other people and how awful other people can be, and how awful maybe even I can be. And maybe it's better to
learn a lot about other people. All of it has been against my will.
Me every time I go on Facebook.
Literally.
I know, but I would like to do better things. I would like to do some kind of charity events in 2022 because I have some kind of platform inexplicably. So I should be thinking about others who aren't as fortunate.
I've been wanting to do charity stuff for a while as well. I do want to do better things, and I think that like just if I were to be volunteering even just like one day a week, I think I would feel like a lot better and lighter, because just being able to do like a good thing, it feels nice, and I think with the way the world is currently, it is quite a lot of doom and gloom and seeing like people in not good situations. So I would like to feel like I'm doing something to alleviate some of that,
Yeah. So would you do volunteering if you could?
Yeah. I would like to work at like a homeless shelter maybe or something. Or I've been thinking about doing like being like a mind ambassador maybe.
Yeah.
And doing like those text conversations where people like you talk to them through the thing. Because a friend of mine does that. And that seems like quite... And it'd be like a good route for me as well with my degree and stuff. So yeah.
I was thinking for myself more along the lines of marathons.
Okay.
Well, because I decided, not because it's January, New Year, New Me, and I decided a few weeks ago that I want to really get into fitness properly. I'd just like to... Part of it stems from if there's an apocalypse or zombies, I'd get eaten. I ain't running away from zombies for long. I want to be good at physical activities, at running long distance, etc. So why not have goals to work towards? And if you're doing a marathon, then you can raise money for different charities. And if I could do a few different like endurance events this year, I know that Tough Mudder's one. I've got the time, haven't I?
Yeah.
I've got the free fucking time when I'm not reading Twilight or 50 Shades of Bloody Grey or whatever.
A friend of mine actually her name's Rebecca, and she ran 16 marathons in 16 days for a charity called White Ribbon Scotland, which is for violence against women. That to me is insane. I simply could never. I'd be like, after the first two, I'd be like, let me have a day off, please.
How long are the marathons? Is it like 26 miles or?
Oh, God. I can't remember.
Is it 10?
But I think they were just like, how much is like a full marathon? Because you have a half marathon, right?
I believe it's around not 60. 20,
I don't even know how long a
miles.
kilometre is, to be honest. So.
No one does, don't worry.
Okay, thank God. But yeah. So I think, we do want to better ourselves, really. I'm just being,
Well, I do. I set out and said that before I slagged people off for 10 minutes. No, I'm just the bitterness comes out sometimes because there's a part of my brain that's incredibly egotistical, pure ego. There's one part of my brain that's pure and it's very petulant. It's like an immature little child that goes, why not me? Why am I not getting stuff? I mean, it comes out every time I watch Made in Chelsea.
Yeah.
It just finished.
The
recent season of Made in Chelsea.
Yeah.
And
if you weren't in it, I don't care.
Thank you so much, because the appeal of it is it's just junk TV. But then they've brought some people back who are so boring.
Yeah.
And it infuriates me. Infuriates me.
Sure.
Like there's these two guys in particular, and they're so boring. They have no personality to speak of. One of them, their voice, I'm not using their names because I'm not going to be that mean, but one of them, their voice is so monotonous. God. It's like if you're going to be on TV, you have to at least be entertaining.
What? And you're like, that should be me.
I'm way more entertaining than that. Why are
Yeah.
these two guys getting onto this show? I mean, they're
They probably just know someone.
No, it's because they shag, like, and then they manage to get back in the show. Like, one of them has been in a long-term relationship with like one of the girls on the show, and but he had this guy in particular. He had zero emotional intelligence, so he was a lot of it.
But to any of them.
No, but this is really bad. He was basically like, I know a lot of it is structured reality, blah, blah, blah. But disregarding that, he was just gaslighting his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Being like, well, this is who I am. I like going out 7 nights a week. Like, this is, you've got to put up with this. And she was like, well, fine, I'm going to dump you. And he was just like, what? I don't understand. And it was
the consequences of my actions.
Oh, she got back with him as well. So it's like, oh, you know what? You're
did.
fucking hopeless.
Yeah, I take it back.
You know, so it's like, it not only is this person like this black hole of non-personality, right? Making the people around him have less personality just by him being there. You're also setting a terrible example because you're being fucking awful to your girlfriend. You have, like, again, no emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
It infuriates me because if I want to get on TV, I'm going to have to work so much harder than just one of these guys who just shagged some girl.
Someone, yeah. Shag someone, gaslight them, get a career.
And if you're going to
bada bing, bada boom.
If you're going to be awful on reality TV, at least be fucking entertaining. Like Spencer Matthews, he was in the earlier seasons, and he was diabolical. He was so awful to these girls. He like blamed. He was like, "Well, you've allowed me to cheat on you," like blaming Louise Thompson for whatever. But he was pretty entertaining. My God, was he entertaining?
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, that's my criteria. Just be entertaining. You get
Even
away
if
with a
you're
lot.
terrible.
Oh yeah, you get away with loads if you're just like quite kind of funny.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, the one thing I hate is when people like try to justify toxic behaviors with that phrase of "this is the way I am." It's like,
don't like it, lump it.
Be better.
Yeah, want more for yourself as well. Because, like, I mean, this dude, I think he's like 26 or whatever. Why are you enjoying going out 7
Sitting
nights?
on our sober high horses. Like...
Yeah, I know. But 7 nights a week, that's like pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
Like, why are you enjoying it that much? You need to chill out, mate. Go read a book.
Yeah. Thou darent let a drop of alcohol touch thy lips.
Do your next resolution.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Now, I feel like I should choose one that makes me look like not a terrible person. But anytime a kid stares at me on public transport, I'm going to ask them what they're looking at.
Why is this your resolution? To be confrontational and try to start on children?
Because it's annoying.
They can't help it.
I'll ask them politely.
How old is it? What's the age threshold for this?
Okay, not like, not too young.
Not 5. That's not fair.
But, when they're like,
10.
10, yeah.
When they're starting to become teenagers, starting to get, because...
Yeah.
I remember what I was like...
I'll be like,
when I was
what's the problem, bro?
When I was a tween, I was a bitch.
Yeah.
As my dad even turned around and said, you got to stop being such a bitch.
It comes on early.
I was being a bitch on purpose.
Yeah.
Just to ruin things. I knew what I was doing.
I can kind of see that for you, yeah. Nah, I'm not really going to fight any kids. On the record.
You can't say this publicly. You have to take all this out now. I'm joking. I'm going to leave it in. I'm going to send this to the police. Have your picture up on like the Met and not the Met, the
Please,
Tube,
no.
TFL.
not to let me board.
Yeah.
Nah, I actually like kids.
Do you?
Except when they eat a croissant in my restaurant and there's just pastry flakes everywhere. Like, why are you giving your kid a croissant in a public place, please? Okay, maybe something that would make me seem slightly less awful.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to become a chess champion.
How are you going to do this?
So I've already started playing.
Oh, good.
Quite a bit, actually. And also I bought my own board and it's magnetic. Massive nerd. But
Good for you.
I'm honestly really bad at it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Chess is actually pretty good. Like, I kind of get what people are talking about now.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good game. Do you play chess at all?
I used to play with my dad.
Oh, that's cute. That's nice.
I won against him like once or twice. Sucker.
He probably let you win.
Nope, not all.
Not rejecting that.
Don't ruin my reality.
Okay, yeah, sorry. But yeah, I would like to get really good at chess.
How have you been practicing? Have you been playing against a computer?
Yeah, and I play like on chess.com and stuff. and usually I lose, but that's okay. One time I played literally I think it was a 40-minute game, and it ended in a draw. It was during one of my university lectures, actually. Needless to say, I retained nothing that was being lectured to me at that time. I was way too focused on trying not to get checkmated. But no, it's pretty fun, actually.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Maybe we should know we can't play, actually.
Why?
Because if you win, I'll throw that
you don't want to
chessboard
play
against the
anything
wall.
with me.
I don't want to play anything with anyone
Yeah,
because
that's true.
I'm a really bad
Missing
loser.
out on like such a lovely part of life.
I'm such a sore loser.
Same. I actually have to like rein it in with myself. Like if I'm losing, I'm like, it's okay, you know? This is not indicative of your self-worth as a person that you're losing this chess game. It's okay, just let it go.
Plus, I would identify with the chessboard intellectually because it's an intellectual game. So if I was losing, I would take that to mean I have no IQ points and I'm stupid.
Same.
And my ego can't take that kind of thing. So I get very funny about I may act like a baboon on my channel and on here and publicly in general, but privately. I'm listening to the history of Western philosophy by Bertrand Russell at the moment. I know some things. So if I wasn't, if I lost in a chess match against you or anyone, there'd be hell to pay.
Me, then you'd be really stupid.
My boyfriend is a sore winner. He's a bad winner.
Really? He rubs it in your face?
Well,
I do that as well.
I mean, he only does it just because he knows it winds me up. And one time we were playing 1v1 Peggle on the Xbox. You know Peggle?
Yes.
Yeah. We were playing that 1v1 and he was winning, so he was rubbing it in my face and I refused to play anymore with him. And he brings it up because he thinks it's really funny. He was just being like, hey, you snooze, you lose. Peggle you later. Like, that would mean nothing to anyone who listens to this, but if he listens this far in, he'll probably laugh. He was winding me up. And he was also showing off because my best mate, you know, he was there as well.
Yeah.
So my boyfriend was like showing off and winding me up. And you know when boys
look how good I am at Peggle.
You know when boys do that though?
Yeah.
Well, I have that a lot because like most of my close friendships are with men.
Yeah.
And boys will just wind you up. They'll act up when they're around. Like if you're with like my other mates, you'll all act up and you will all try to wind me up.
Childish.
And tease me.
So childish.
Because I give them the reactions that they want.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, fuck this.
I hate that thing as well where it's like, no, don't react. They want you to react. It's like, but I'm annoyed.
My emotions are valid.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to react. I'm a human being with a lot of rage and then...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm 100% with you there. Yeah, my family played Scattergories over Christmas.
What's Scattergory?
Scattergories is like you have like lists with like categories. So say like a hobby, like a car, whatever, and then you roll a dice with all the letters on, and then say it lands on A, you have to write a car starting with A, a hobby starting with A. It's like that, and it's like timed, and then whoever gets the most points wins. And I refuse to play because I hate games for like a long time, and then finally I was like, okay, I'll play one game, and I won because I'm a genius,
of course.
And I did the sore winner thing. I was like, how does it feel to be losers? Like, as I'm
this is
packing
why
up
I'm
the
not
game.
going to play with you.
I know. And my nan was like, I don't know, why don't you tell us? I was like, sick burn, actually.
Have you seen a TV show called Catchphrase?
Yes, I used to love that.
Are you kidding?
But they used to make up the most nonsense catchphrases that weren't even catchphrases.
Thank you. Like they'll be zooming for those who. How can we explain it for those who have no idea what we're talking about? It's a TV show, probably on ITV, and they have a few contestants on. Yeah, a panel at a time. Like out of this, you know, and some of it will be catchphrases like "early bird gets the worm." Some of it will literally just be "it's a plate of fish and fucking chips."
Yeah.
Or there was one where they had some mountains and they had Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
The Rockies, the Rocky Mountain. That's not a catchphrase, that's a place.
That's the thing though, is there's only so many catchphrases. I don't know who came up with this for like a game show idea, but obviously after like 2 episodes, they were going to run dry, you know?
Well, I remember watching that with my boyfriend and I was infuriated because I was like, this is a pile of shit. What is this? And the bitterness came out. I can't believe that mainstream media gets to do this and they're on TV and they're watched by millions. But look at me, I'm more talented than this entire show. That's been ridiculous. I don't know who presents it, whether it's that Stephen the Magician, you know, from CITV. Steve the Magician. Catchphrase, the presenter, please. That's a Stephen Mulhern. He was the they had a celebrity special actually of this catchphrase show, and two of the celebrities were just like, I try and fucking remember. One of them was Richard Ayoade, who I love. He's one of my fave comedians. He's so cool. I'd love to have him on this podcast, but I know that if Russell Brand came in, I wouldn't sit here. I saw a comment once like, "Oh, Elyse, probably you'd be quiet the whole episode because Russell Brand." No. Russell, I can talk. I can be like,
calling out whoever left that comment.
How dare you?
You're wrong.
This is why you're wrong. No, I'd chat to him. Just be like, oh, Russell. I'll try and impress him. I'm trying. Once I said to Russell Brand, Russell, I'm like a mini you, and he was like, please don't say that. Like, want more for yourself?
Oh my god.
But I know that I'd do quite well with him. Yeah. I reckon if I had Noel Fielding on, do quite well with him.
Yeah.
I want to get on to Noel Fielding in a second. Richard Ayoade, though, as much as I love him, no, I wouldn't be able to. He's so deadpan. He's so funny. Yeah. I'd be in pieces the entire. So he was on this catchphrase show. Stephen Mulhern, the former, well, I don't know if he still does magic, but the former CITV presenter. He's done a lot of presenting. He was out of his depth with Richard Ayoade, and I was sitting there like, I could do better. Why can't I be a presenter on TV shows?
Yeah, that would be great.
I brought up catchphrase because my boyfriend for Christmas got me Catchphrase the card game.
No way.
And we played it with his family. And I was like, at first I was like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Then it turns out I was actually pretty good.
Oh, nice.
I got second place, but first place went to his sister, who is a surgeon. So I'm fine with that because it's like she's incredibly...
She's clearly smart, yeah.
Very, very, very intelligent. So I was like, I accept that. That's fine.
Yeah. Because that's a measure of intelligence. How many vague catchphrases do you know? Forget GCSEs, A-levels, degrees. That's what it should be about.
Yeah, how many fake catchphrases do you know and can you name with the card show? But I was getting a bit like, hey, look at me, I'm winning, I'm doing so well.
It's hard not to, I feel.
I know, it's hard to gloat. Noel Fielding.
Yeah.
Great British Bake Off, they had a Christmas special. And I watched it. And as much as I love the dude, which I do, because he just looks like, he's like 50 now. He looks like me. So he just wears skinny jeans and like big baggy jumpers like this. And we have a similar cheekbones, I think, and chin and nose.
Long lost father.
Yeah, I reckon so. As much as I love the dude, I did get to thinking, what qualified Noel Fielding in the first place to be a presenter on a baking show?
It is random, isn't it?
Because
when I first saw it, I thought it was a special or something. Because I don't watch Great British Bake Off.
He's a permanent co-host with one of the Little Britain, Matt Lucas. Permanent co-host with Matt Lucas, and I just don't understand what. I mean, I don't really understand what qualified Matt Lucas, but Noel Fielding's, his whatever show it was called. He had a show after the Mighty Boosh, but even the Mighty Boosh, it's just them like clearly under the influence of drugs, thinking of mad stuff to put in a TV show. You watch their live show, like he was probably on drugs. So I'm not airing him out, but it's just like it's kind of fucking obvious, and I think he's been he's admitted in like. Me saying that there's gonna be one person that's like, actually he's never done drugs. It's like, that's not true.
Everybody has.
Not most people.
Me.
Not us.
Not
yes,
us.
Most people.
Yeah, everyone.
Not even most people in media. It's like a lot of people everywhere.
Yeah, in London, probably like 98%.
Yeah. Well, I just don't understand whatever qualified him to be on the Great British Bake Off.
Yeah, that is strange. If I was like a judge on there, I would just be like, yeah, that's a good cake. Yeah, that's a good cake. That's a not so good cake. Because I don't know
shit.
Fuck all about baking.
I don't know fucking anything.
No.
About it.
No, definitely not.
Shall I do another of mine?
Yeah, please.
New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, go on.
Let me check the list, which is ever growing. Oh, this will be a fun one. Become a visual K rock star.
You're going to have to explain to me what that means.
Visual K is, which I'm not sure if that is even the correct pronunciation of the word. It's a subgenre of Japanese rock.
Okay.
Where it's crazy, the hair is very, it's like emo pop punk, some heavy
Okay,
metal.
that's cool.
A big mashup of a lot of things. The clothes are usually like outrageous and colourful. There's this band called Sug. They did this song once called Pink Masquerade, and they had this music video, and there's a little like hip hop breakdown dance in the middle of it. It's just this infusion of a lot of things, and I love it so much. And I've gotten back into it. There's this musician called Gact, or Gacto as he's called, like known as in Japan. You know, if I speak to Japanese people and they're like, oh, why do you enjoy the culture, I'll say what got me into the culture in the first place, beside Digimon, is discovering J-Rock. And they're like, oh, who do you like? Gact. Huh? Gacto. They're like, oh, Gacto-san. Right? So I've gotten back into that kind of thing. And I have like this, I don't know, I have this idolization, not issue, but just trait. I have an idolization trait of mine where I'll see, I think even Russell Brand falls under this category. There's a lot of, and usually it is men for some reason, there's a lot of like men in media who, you know, say top of their careers or whatever, and they're very good.
Sure.
I'll look at them and be like, I want to be them. Whereas I think, I don't know, especially with the type of men that I enjoy, there's, you know, like they're...
So you look at a lot of men and you wish that you were them. Having a gender identity crisis.
No, not at all. 'Cause it's not like that. I'm very comfortable with being a girl. It's so fine.
A girl. Not a woman. A girl.
Yeah, I do refer to myself as a girl, just infantilizing myself. Tee-hee, tee-hee, my big jumper, hee-hee. Sorry. My big shoes. Delphi. Yeah, don't even get me started. No, we're being better people. Let's not.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, no, so the type of... So, how can I explain this? Gerard Way.
Yeah.
You know, back when My Chemical Romance were at the top of their career. Russell Brand, Noel Fielding, Gact. These are all... there's many more, even Richard Ayoade. There's a lot of like men that I idolise. But whereas I think a lot of people, it comes from, oh, I'd like to be with them. Especially, you know, think of like how many thousands of women have like been after Russell Brand.
Sure.
The feelings I have for these people is it's never that. It's always, I wish I was them, or like I could siphon their talent and absorb it, like, osmosis it, take it for myself. I wish I was them.
They're all watching this absolutely gutted that you don't want to be with them.
Sorry guys, I'm
crying.
taken.
No.
It's just, I just want to take all their talent.
I think that's a natural feeling.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I've never experienced it, but
even Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
you know, because I love Keanu Reeves so much, and it's not. I think sometimes this gets misinterpreted quite a bit, as even by some of my mates, they'll misinterpret as, you know, because someone, I don't know who, someone wanted to. I think it was Rachel Oates. She saw this book about like Keanu Reeves being your internet boyfriend, and she was like, oh, I should have got this for you for Christmas. And it's like, it's misinterpreted, because it's like, no, I don't
want him to be my boyfriend.
No, I don't have any of those types of feelings for like these men who I idolize. It's, I need to be a skinwalker. I should get into their brains and just become them.
That's
like,
terrifying.
How cool would it have been? You know, Gerard Way during like the Danger Days era where he had his red hair. How cool would it have been to like just be him? So it's not a gender identity crisis, because I don't look at like random blokes and go, oh, I wish I was them. It's just, or like when I went to see Russell Brand, you know, and he's so good on stage. I was just sitting there like, wish I was doing this. Wish I was him right now. It'd feel
you
great.
Can be.
No, I can't. I'm just not talented or good enough.
Really fishing.
Because no one compliments me enough.
Everyone comment how talented Alizee is, please, right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I got your back.
So I've decided like I want to be an emo rock star with elements of visual kei, just because it's so vibrant. Yeah. It's so much cooler than just, I mean, I like emo stuff. Yeah. But they're more like not a pop version of emo, because that's wrong. A lot of the songs can be heavier.
Wrong.
It's wrong. It's just wrong. Not allowed it.
Yeah.
I just want to be a rock star for 2022.
Okay. I love that for you.
Obviously, I want to be the front woman.
Yeah.
The most important person of the band. Yeah. The one that everyone looks at.
Definitely.
Tying into that, I would love to learn drums. I don't have the space at the moment in my current place. Can't get a drum kit.
Yeah.
As soon as
Just
I can.
start hitting stuff with sticks.
Hit you and Kesmotion's heads.
Yeah. Bong bong. Completely
Little
hollow.
bongos. I'd love to learn drums because I mean
Yeah,
I learned
that'd
guitar
be
for
cool.
years and it's just not. I never feel compulsion to pick up a guitar and play.
Yeah.
But drums, how cool would that be?
I feel like it's so thankless to be like in any position other than the front person in a band. Maybe I'm wrong, and I think when like say a guitarist watches live music, they will obviously have an appreciation for the guitarist. But I feel like the front person does get like all the attention.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could handle being one of the like back people, if that's what you call them.
Just the help.
I'd like to be like a backup dancer, like just like
Okay.
in the corner, like woo woo, you know. But I think that's would be my limit. Otherwise, I'd have to be at the front.
Hey, it does depend though, because Fall Out Boy. Are you acquainted with Fall Out Boy?
Yeah.
Well, who do you think of when I say Fall Out Boy?
Oh, I don't know their names.
Pete Wentz, the bassist.
Okay.
He got the most attention because
Yeah,
he
I think
was.
that is the name I have heard the most.
Yeah, he was one that like teenage girls fancied the most out
Yeah.
of the band, generally speaking. So he would kind of, you know.
When
Be
I
at the-
say
be at the
Fallout Boy, who do you
forefront.
think of? Obviously, the Fallout Boy. Who else would I think of? Yeah, okay. That's fair. I don't
Also,
know.
I think I should just be a front woman just because I'd be good at it.
Yeah.
I like
think so.
attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to become a rock singer.
Okay, you'd be amazing.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for new music from Alizee. If you were to become like a musical artist, would you just use the name Alizee?
No, not at all.
No.
Change it to something else. Something like really gothic and horrible.
Oh, really?
Like, I don't know. Dark
Dracula.
Princess Lolita 666
Dark
69 420 XXX.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, that's
joking.
really modern.
I'm joking. That's
I think
horrible.
that's actually the name of Grimes' next child, though. So you might need to pick something else.
That's so rank. Well, that's the thing as well, though. I don't. I spoke with this with Ellie Grace about this.
Yeah.
I don't feel a compulsion to create my own music. There's so much music that I enjoy that I essentially want to do covers of.
There's enough music. I don't need to add to it.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
if I was to do a gig, I would love to just be this mashup of My Chemical Romance, J-Rock.
Okay.
Because I can sing J-Rock, I can do it. Practice.
Yeah.
A little bit of Malice Miser. There's a song by Malice Miser called Au Revoir. That's probably my favourite song at the moment, besides a different Gact song. I'd like to do covers, but you don't get very far if you. I've already been warned by my singing teacher. Like, you don't
Yeah.
get far. Like, if you
Yeah.
want to pursue it as a career, which I mean, I don't want to as a career,
It's
but
a
I
good
want
start,
to.
right?
Yeah, I don't feel like I would have it in me to be able to create.
It can just be a hobby as well. Like, it doesn't need to be it's like monetized to the degree that it's like your career.
Oh no, because I think my career should be just maybe me,
Being me.
which does lead into my next resolution. Actually,
Okay, go on.
Make better content.
Aww.
I feel like to get to the next level of my career development,
Sorry, live audience sound effect. Aww.
I'm me pressing the button,
Yeah.
give sympathy. To get to the next level, I need to branch out more.
Yeah.
You know, I need to develop myself properly.
Yeah.
I would love to. There's like this show on Netflix called The World According to Jeff Goldblum. It's literally Jeff Goldblum going around being like, ice cream. So what is ice cream?
spot on
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. You know, just like singing to himself about ice cream,
Yeah.
just like walking around being weird. Love him. He saved me from like that crazy person when I was younger. So thank you, Jeff. Have you not seen that video where I explain how he saved me from this? I hid behind him when I was like 6 or 7.
What?
I had a massive Lilo and Stitch toy.
Was it Lilo or Stitch?
Stitch.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
No one gets toys of Lilo.
It was like massive, and I was quite short because I was 6 years old. 6 or 7, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very hazy. Thing is a lot of times I do, when I think of myself as younger,
Yeah.
memories I have, I think,
I conflate a lot of my ages.
yes.
Yeah.
Because I think, I was probably 6 or 7 for that. However, looking after,
6 or 7-year-olds.
well, you know, my
Yeah.
partner's nieces who adore me, because of course they do. I'm just a cartoon character myself.
Yeah.
You know, one of them, I believe she's 6.
Uh-huh.
And I think, my God, a lot of memories that I attribute to being 6, there's no fucking way. Because they're actually very different, you know. So I must have been more like 8.
Yeah.
We're in Covent Garden with like mum and her friends and whatever, because we were going to go see Stomp the musical.
Yeah.
And in Covent Garden, I've not seen Stomp, where they get like dustbin lids and crash them about, and they get brooms in it.
That sounds fun though.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's really good. So we're in Covent Garden, and there was a street performer who was being very lewd.
Yeah.
And even I could tell. At one point, he was doing this handstand over this bloke. And when he got to, like, he made the bloke lie down. When he got to the crotch area, he then, like, lowered his head and pretended to, like, nosh this guy off, basically. And I'm 8, and I'm like, yeah, that's, right, this is a bit off. And the adults are all laughing.
I'm a head out.
Pretty much. And then he's wearing a microphone and he goes, for this next trick, I'm going to need a child from the audience. And I look like I've got a beacon on me because I've got this big Stitch toy that's as big as me. He sees me.
I bet you are so cute.
I was terrified. He sees me, immediately starts running for me. So I run away.
Running for you?
He like...
Come here, child.
Like the child catcher. So, I run away. He chases me.
Yeah.
Around this crowd, he's chasing me. At
This is not fun.
At no point did the adults think, let's intercept this, because young, little... Not the little Alizee Yeezy is in trouble here. Now, I'm thinking I'm going to get kidnapped or something bad's going to happen, because I've just seen this
For my
guy
next trick, I'll make this child disappear.
into the back of my van full of candy. You know, so I'm like, yeah. And then there's this really tall bloke. So I hide behind this really tall bloke, just hiding. Like, you know, and the guy, the street performer goes off to a child. And all he wanted to know was,
gave up.
what's your favourite animal? And the child said something. And then he looked at me pointedly and said, that's all I wanted. And I'm like, how the fuck am I meant to know that? I mean, you're kind of acting a bit noncy.
Yeah, that's a cover story, buddy.
Yeah, but the person I was hiding behind, Jeff Goldblum.
What?
And I recognised because, like, just his facial, like, I just recognised because I'd seen
Quite
Jurassic
distinct.
Park and Independence Day and that kind of stuff. And when I went back to tell my mum, she was like, you're a liar. I would have seen Jeff Goldblum. He's like 6'5". You're lying.
Your mum gaslighting you.
Gaslighting me. And she never told me the second part for years, right? But the next day she checked the papers. You know, the bits where it's like celebrity spotted.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum, Covent Garden, that day. I was right.
And she never went back and said, do you know what? I'm sorry I told you that wasn't Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, no. A few years later, she told me the truth after she continued to roast me about it to other adults. Like, oh, Elysian, you're just lying. Yeah, mum's going to listen to this. Yeah, I remember you said to our Canadian friends that I was lying.
That's
See?
despicable.
And that's a specific memory, so I know that I didn't just make that up.
That's a core memory you've got there as well.
Yeah, I've heard being like to our Canadian friends,
anywhere.
Jeff Goldblum's like this tall. I'd have seen him. But she knew the whole time that I hadn't been lying and Jeff Goldblum had saved me from the crazy person. How did we get on to talking about this, Jeff Goldblum?
What was your... Oh, to make better content?
What a segue.
Yeah.
Yes, the world according to Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
I would love to... I have so many ideas. Like, genuinely so many, and I think quite decent ideas. I would love to do my own version of Ancient Aliens. I would love to have my own version of, you know, the world according to Elyzie Yeezy. And I go around and just... It's presenting this, doing these mini documentary form videos, but they're fun and they're lighthearted and they don't take themselves seriously. I've got all these ideas, but at the moment, with my career, I feel like if I had 1 to 5 million subscribers and I wanted to do these bigger projects, bigger than what I can handle, then I would have a manager and I'd have a team. I would have a whole team of people, you know, because there's some YouTubers who do similar, but they have access because like they're so big and also they've got way loads more money. They have access to a lot of different people. Whereas me at this level, I've basically got myself and Kes Motion, and the projects that I want to do, they're like, we're going to have to work really hard to get them to some sort of standard that a much bigger person could do kind of like easier, you know? But I'm not bitter about it. That's just literally how it works. Yeah. That's how it works, you know? But I also feel that at the same time, the only way I can get to a better, like a bigger level, like a level up in my career is if I start to do those things, you know? Because I did the drama for so long and it wasn't good for me. wasn't good for my mental health. It made me feel like, I don't know, it made me feel like I was worth nothing, you know, other than just being like, oh, look, James Charles did something this week.
Someone else did something naughty again.
Yeah. I don't mind that I used to do the reviews of, you know, like Tana Mojo's MTV thing.
Yeah,
I don't mind that because I think those are genuine videos in of themselves. And that's not what I mean when I talk about drama. I mean, literally, I mean, there's even some stuff like when I talked about Gabby Hanna's video where she was in that bath rolling around and singing her song, and I was laughing about it, and I was laughing about the lyrics and stuff. I'm fine with that too because there was humor in it. I mean, the videos I do where it's like, oh look,
calling people out.
Jeffree Star's done something, and I'm gonna read this insider article.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't my finest moments.
Just makes you feel like you're on a bit of a soapbox.
Yeah, which I never like feeling like. I enjoy I enjoy when people are being wacky, and I want to explore that more, and I want to do my own. I want to do like I want to write a musical about Stonehenge and how shit it is.
I would like to see that.
I have the most love-hate relationship with Stonehenge. I'm going to write like a 5-minute
We should go on a road trip to Stonehenge, even though
That's
it's
the
so
thing.
bad.
I've been several times.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
think
get
I've
enough of
gone
those
there.
rocks.
Something about the energy.
And it's so...
It is.
I mean, sure, it's good for Neolithic standards, but when you look at what the Egyptians were up to in that same time period, or Machu Picchu, Pumpunku, whatever.
But it's the way they've consumerified it. Like, you have to pay, and like you can only get so close and stuff, and there's all these gates and shit.
Yes.
It's like these rocks were just here. You can't just walk up and be like, actually, you need to pay to see these rocks. That's bullshit.
Yeah, you used to be able to go up to them, and the fence surrounding them is very small. It's only like, you know, maybe a foot or two in the air. There's nothing to stop me from jumping over that fence and knocking them over, which is kind of what I want to do. I'm not going to be allowed there.
Stonehenge.
They're going to have my picture near like the Stonehenge exhibit being like, do not let this person in.
I'm not going to be allowed on public transport. You're not going to be allowed to the Stonehenge.
I just think, what if the mysteries of Stonehenge, why is it here? What did they build it for? Who built it? What if the instructions are on the bottom? And if we just knock them
Made
over,
in China.
we'll be able to see. Insert batteries here. And then it lights up and spins around. It's an ancient carousel.
That'd be brilliant.
I'd love to do a musical on just Stonehenge.
Yeah, you should.
I have a lot of plans, a lot of ideas that I want to do, but I do feel a little bit stuck. But at the moment, it's mainly like a money issue, you know, because...
Go fund me in the description.
Imagine, go fund my musical about Stonehenge. No, I'm not doing that. But yeah, that's my resolution for 2022.
I think that's a good resolution.
I want to make better content that's just that it's on a
Not
higher
better
level.
content, just different content, even more content.
Better production value.
Sure.
You know, I really admire, I mean, I've said this a million times probably, because I just really want him to come from Japan and come on my podcast. I really admire Chris Broad and his videos. Because I think the production value of his videos, they're very good. They're kind of like travel shows you would see on TV.
Yeah.
You know, so I'd like to not try to siphon someone else's talent. But
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot one can actually do with YouTube, and I'd like to start doing that more, and still be doing my sit down videos. Look at this book, look at this thing.
Yeah, sure.
Here's my opinion about shitty vegan products, whatever.
I think people would like to see like a Elysian Tour series or something.
Wouldn't that be so fun?
Yeah, it'd be great.
Just an issue of like money and manpower, because there's only so much that I can afford to do at this moment. So that's my resolution for 2022. Do you have one to end it on?
Oh, okay. Let me try and see if there's something relatively
short and sweet, and then
short
we can
and
get
sweet.
unlimited wings.
Yeah.
Temple of Satan wings.
Woo!
And buffalo wings.
Um,
Wings Wednesday.
It's going to be an amazing time. This might not be short, but I wrote, immediately and expeditiously cut off anyone that calls themselves an empath.
Oh, this is good. Yes.
Yeah, not doing it anymore. I just think if anyone that calls themselves an empath, guys, you're probably just a narcissist. Most people have varying levels of empathy for someone. And I'm finding it so funny at the minute because I'm on empath slander TikTok and all the videos are like just slagging off empaths. I saw one today that was like this guy walking into a hospital and he's like, I think these people might be in pain. And it's like, that's what an empath thinks. And it's so like accurate. And I think that like public figures like Shane Dawson and stuff, people that have called themselves an empath have always turned out to be like pretty shitty people. So I think if you're that in tune and that like emotionally intelligent, you don't need to make such a big song and dance about it.
Yeah, it's like
Because it's almost like, look at me, I understand feelings.
When dudes say that they're nice guys and they're always finishing last. Yeah,
Exactly.
no, you're probably not.
You're finishing last, but I don't think it's because you're a nice guy, buddy.
You're a cock.
Yeah, and I think the fact that you even have that mentality is pretty good evidence that you're not a nice guy.
Very entitled.
Yeah.
Or I deserve a human being because you're not deserving of anyone. People like have their own autonomy and can choose.
Yeah.
Do you think there's something in Shane Dawson constantly would call himself an empath or a nice person or whatever and put on that like kind of, which we know it was like a fake persona of being nicer than he actually is. Turns out to be kind of awful.
Yeah.
And then you've got me constantly being like, I'm the worst, I'm a terrible person, don't watch me, I'm a shithead,
you're
used
actually
to be
a
a
wonderful
cokehead.
person.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
think
nice.
so.
Thanks.
I think that's a nice moment to end
I've
on.
not done anything though to deserve that. I'm not nice.
No, you have.
I'm treating everyone
And you
to
don't
Wings
make
Wednesdays.
exactly. And you don't make a big song and dance about it.
I just don't want people to get disappointed. If I just say, look, I'm a cock, and then I do something
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
good
bad,
to set the expectations low, isn't it?
it's already on the floor, so you can't turn around and be like, oh, expected better of you. What?
Yeah.
The person who calls themselves a cock? Sure.
And me, I'm also a good person.
No, you're very nice. You're a really nice person.
Thank you. I feel like I need it after some of those New Year's resolutions.
Oh, they were funny. You should definitely get into arguments with,
With
small
with
children.
Yeah, because what better things have I got to do with my time? But in all seriousness, I want to say before we finish, like, we should all strive to be the best versions of ourselves.
Yes.
Not just at New Year's, but always. But also, guys, let's not put tons of pressure on ourselves to do like these amazing things.
Thank you, Oprah.
Right now, we're just trying to survive. I don't want anyone going into the new year feeling shit about who they are, unless you really are a shit person, but feeling shit about like who they are or what they've accomplished or time is running out or whatever. Everyone's on their own timeline. Just be the best you can be on the day. And just don't worry about it, okay? Just don't worry about it.
You're making Ket's motion yawn. He's just sitting there going,
No. There's tears in his eyes. I can see it. And I will be running for office.
That's
if
a very
anyone...
touching, moving speech. Thank you so much. Thanks for being nice. Thank you for being here. I'm sure you'll be here next week.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. It's been a few weeks, so
yeah,
it was a lovely time.
We've missed you a lot.
Thanks.
I don't sound sincere, but that is full sincerity. It's just my voice. I just sound like a cock all the time.
New Year's resolution: sound more sincere.
Be nice. Well, imagine if that's me sounding more sincere. Hello. Why did my voice do that?
Going to an extremely high register.
Imagine if I was being more, if I sounded more sincere, none of you would believe me.
Yeah.
I
have that problem where I try to sound really sincere and everyone thinks I'm being sarcastic. You can't win with these people.
Yeah, so don't be nice to them. Let's not.
I'm
be
not
more
talking to anyone anymore.
Yeah, cut them all off.
Mm-hmm.
Cut them all
Only
off and
you,
call
this
all of them
camera,
toxic.
Kes motion. That's all the circle I need. Sorry to all of my other actual friends. Like,
you don't need them.
gone.
They don't treat you to Wings Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all for today's podcast. I hope you enjoyed watching and listening. Remember to follow us on Spotify and iTunes. Get me that Spotify exclusivity deal. Remember to follow us on YouTube and like this or dislike it. I don't care. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.
bye.